What kind of risk did you take to make Sauvage?
That's the risk.
Oh yeah, that's the one?
The former Pirates of the Caribbean star Johnny Depp has scored billions. We mean quite literally. The man seems to have made billions of dollars recently. And how? Remember that time when most of the world deserted him and walked away? Well, he stood alone fighting his demons? It's true. Mainstream media can be really unkind if they need to. But hey, some acted wise, stood by him during his dark days. And to date, they stand to profit like never before. We are talking about Christian Dior, who has set a new benchmark with their sales going through the roof. And who's behind all of this? Our man Johnny Depp. So, what are we waiting for? Let's get started already. Stay tuned as we dish out the latest tea on how Depp's fate took a full U-turn, and no, we are not complaining. Before that, make sure to like, share, subscribe to the channel for the latest Hollywood scoop. Johnny Depp needs no introduction. From playing the lead in one of the world's most popular production companies like Disney and starring in Pirates of the Caribbean, Alice in Wonderland, and Harry Potter franchises, like Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald, there is no doubt that he had one of the most envious careers in all of Hollywood. Depp was progressing at neck-break speed both in his profession and marriage, or at least that's what he thought. While Depp was cruising along with his stellar career in Hollywood, he unfortunately hit rough waters. On May 23, 2016, his then-wife, Amber Heard, issued a temporary restraining order against Depp, which came like a blow he had never dreamt of. Heard left no stone unturned in accusing Depp of some serious domestic abuse allegations. The charismatic star was soon reduced to a wife-beater, and the British tabloid newspaper The Sun proclaimed this all over its pages. Needless to say, Depp's story turned into a hero to 0-1 almost instantly. These allegations tarnished his image immensely. He lost projects, deals, endorsement, friends, you name it, and it was all taken away from him. His reputation was reduced to bits, so much so that he even lost the iconic role of Jack Sparrow in the Pirates of the Caribbean series.
If they're moved by Captain Jack Sparrow, I don't need a company to do that. I can just do that myself, and nobody can take that away. So that's the greatest pleasure of Jack Sparrow.
His whole world came crashing down on him. Depp's going got tough, with production companies refusing to work with him. It wasn't just Disney, even Warner Bros. Studio asked him to resign from the Fantastic Beasts series. But one company didn't back out and continued to work with Johnny, supporting him, being his pillar of strength during his weakest days. That company is Dior. Depp has been the brand ambassador for Dior since 2015. Although the company did receive a lot of backlash on some of the designs, they chose to represent Depp in the Native American style. It wasn't as massive controversy as his divorce and the domestic violence allegations, but it would have been enough for any other company to drop Depp from their brand. But Dior, being Dior, stood by him all along. While the actor tried his best to regain his reputation by filing lawsuits against his ex-wife Amber Heard in The Sun daily, Dior decided to stick with Depp to represent their brand. This might have been the best decision ever, not only for Depp but even for Dior's men fragrance line Sauvage. As Depp's case came out clean, the fragrance started to see a historical boost in its sale, like never before. While Depp's success is soaring high, Heard on the other hand has a huge defamation case on her head. The advert has had more than 42 million views on YouTube since its launch in September. Some fans of Depp appreciated Dior for sticking up for the actor, and even tweeted, "Man, shout out to Dior for practically being the one sponsor left for Johnny Depp that hasn't turned their back on him. He's still the face for their clone Sauvage. He is gonna get me a bottle to show my support. Johnny Depp is still the face of Sauvage because Dior isn't an idiot. Be like Dior. Hashtag Johnny Depp, hashtag justice for Johnny Depp." Thanks to a former employee of Dior, we can make some speculations as to why they stuck on with Depp. The brand doesn't like to mix personal life with business, as stated by the former employee. So when Depp resigned from Warner Bros., Dior was quick to jump in and release a commercial that featured Johnny in the Great British Bake Off. This meant that the company clearly had some foresight, and boy did it work. This smart decision spiked up the brand's image and resulted in a steep increase of 23% of its sales. Social media went gaga over the fact that the company kept Depp. They even created a hashtag for it, hashtag justice for Johnny Depp. Dior, however, didn't participate in this movement, but we can say that they indirectly had a very important role to play. Here is another speculation as to why Dior decided to keep Depp as their brand image. In 2019, when they released a commercial for the fragrance called Sauvage, They received a lot of backlash for adopting the Native American theme. Dior quickly tried to rectify their mistake and released an official statement in New York Times that read, "We are deeply sorry for any offense caused by this new advertising campaign, which was meant to celebrate the beauty, dignity, and grace of the contemporary Native American culture." They preserved the print stills, which had Johnny Depp's face on them, and it seemed to have worked well for the brand. Dior defended Depp and retained him as the brand ambassador. One fan even tweeted, "Because they have common sense and are educated, you can't take away that. A class. Thank you, Dior." Another user tweeted, "Thank goodness, I love Dior products. Now even more." While most supported Dior, some weren't too pleased to see Depp on TV. There were a total of 11 complaints, and the reason behind them was his ongoing court case. There was even a public poll that Chic Geek tweeted. The account asked their followers whether Dior should have kept Depp in the commercial or not. An overwhelming number of users voted for yes, with a 96.9% vote. But in the end of the day, Dior was profiting thanks to this passive publicity immensely. Wondering how? Let's break it down for you. When Depp lost his libel case, and along with it his role in the Fantastic Beasts series, people frantically searched for any news about him online. And what popped up was the men's fragrance line Sauvage. The sales of the cologne increased by 23%. Not just that. In fact, the fragrance became the best-selling male fragrance in all history. Dior's profits from the decision to retain Depp were simply insane. They made sales worth a mind-numbing 4.66 billion euros, barely within its first 9 months of hitting the racks. Yes, you heard it right. This resulted in Dior having a brand value of 31 billion euros in 2021. How about that now? That is an unimaginable roaring response that no other perfume line has ever received before. But when you think about it in terms of market and how much Dior represents, well, wait till you see what we have dug up. You will be shocked. A recent article talks about the world perfumery market. It comprised 1 billion euros in 2021. Would you believe that they represent 15% of the entire market for 2021? This means Dior, who had been told that the brand would fall if they went with Depp as their brand ambassador, saw some crazy sales skyrocketing through all records for the very same reason. But what influenced the perfume's success was not the brands that were coming together, but fans that were coming together to support the actor. Here's the proof in this article. It was the first time in history of the perfume world that a male product was at the top of sales, which combined both male and female perfumes. If you're looking for numbers, then here's what you need to know. This particular perfume was being sold globally every 3 seconds in 2021. Now picture that, that's totally insane. Dior alone had the foresight to see that no evidence backed the accusation made by Heard, and could sniff all the loopholes out from Heard's statements. We're sure you've seen the body language analysts assessing the pair's official statement. In the end, we can see that Dior took a huge risk and decided to sail with Depp's wild image for the wild cologne. It's a pretty brave call. And the brand surely placed equality and justice above profitability. When the whole world canceled Depp, Dior was there to lend a hand of support. We can now say that it is only paying them back in kind. And Dior showed its might by fighting for what is right. So, do you think Dior's Sauvage would have made it big even without Depp's involvement? Or is this a classic case of fans can either make you or break you kind of strategy?
Been such great support and who have been there for a long time. I thank you.
Let us know in the comments below. Hit the like button if you're enjoying this video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell icon for the latest happenings in Hollywood. Thanks for watching. We are gonna be back with more.